Next on Worcester News Tonight, friends remembering a local Boy Scout leader who died in a car accident over the weekend. Plus, central Massachusetts towns are among the hardest hit in the latest March winter storm, which made the cleanup a little more difficult today. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. An active member of the community in Westborough is identified as the victim in a fatal car accident over the weekend. Police say 63-year-old Timothy Roth died following the collision. Tonight, friends are remembering him as funny and thoughtful. Our Cam Jandro is joining us now live in Westborough with more. Cam?
Anna, following the accident, Roth had to be extricated from his vehicle. He was then taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. Tonight, one of his close friends is remembering him as someone who enjoyed a good laugh and was a really good leader. Eric French will remember his friend and fellow Scoutmaster Tim Roth for his sense of humor.
He had a different way of looking at things, and he could make you laugh, make you think about it. It didn't matter the situation.
Roth died in a car accident Saturday on Westborough's Nurse Street. The passenger side of his car had extensive damage. French and Roth were part of Boy Scouts Troop 100.
Getting to know him and his philosophy of scouting and helping young men to really develop responsibility and leadership skills.
Some posted on Facebook to remember Roth. Comments like, "A great scout spirit that will be missed. An awesome scouter who loved to encourage others to do their best."
He was a great role model, a great mentor. He really did touch a lot of people here in town. He had a great impact on the youth in the community. It's a great loss and will be felt for sure.
Now, the driver of the other vehicle was in fact taken to the hospital as well, but facing non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the cause of the crash is still under investigation. Live in Westborough tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
A new bill with backing from several central Massachusetts lawmakers is designed to help build a skilled workforce in the state. Senator Michael Moore is one of the supporters of the bill filed by Representative Jeffrey Roy. Its purpose is to expand opportunities for high school students to earn job skills, college credit, and address regional workforce demands. Moore says it would have the Executive Office of Labor and Workforce Development work with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education.
Determine a formula on looking at what the high demand industries are and developing a curriculum in the school districts that would meet the needs of the local workforce or business demographic. But they would, in doing that, they would offer stipends to the school districts.
Moore says the concept of the bill is something the state has been lacking and addresses the issue. State Representative Hannah Kane and State Rep Joe McKenna have also signed on to the bill. A new class of Worcester Fire Department recruits began training Monday. City Manager Edward Augustus addressed the recruits as part of their first day. 21 of the 25 recruits are enrolled for the 15-week academy. They'll be trained in different areas, including firefighting theory, structural firefighting, and search and rescue. If you've ever wanted an official Worcester Red Sox jersey, you're in luck. The official Twitter account for Polar Park released this video today, saying the jerseys for the city's new baseball team are now on sale. The video says after requests from fans, they decided to put them on the market. Fans can get their hands on the official jerseys for only $99, but this is a limited release and will only go on as long as supply lasts. You can get your Worcester Red Sox jersey at polarpark.com. Wet, heavy snow coming in late last night into this morning caused a headache for many people in central Massachusetts, especially in the Blackstone Valley, where residents got hit hard by the storm. The National Weather Service says more than a foot of snow fell in the area, forcing shovelers and road crews to spend most of their day cleaning up. Our Rosalind Flaherty has more.
More than a foot of wet, heavy snow buries the Blackstone Valley. It's one of the hardest hit places in Massachusetts, and the cleanup is difficult.
It is good exercise, but, I don't need all this exercise.
It is heavy. I'm old. I'm 70.
It's really good for sledding and making snowmen.
The National Weather Service says 13 inches of snow fell on Northbridge. Highway Superintendent Jamie Lucchini says they were not expecting this much snow and had to adapt by putting more crews on the roads.
Just kind of hoping we would turn the page on spring, and now we're back to February.
Nearly 40 pieces of equipment were working during the storm. The goal is to clear and treat roadways before the snow freezes overnight.
All the building cleanup and the sidewalks especially. We got to get the snow blowers out. They're actually backing them out right now so we can have school tomorrow and get all the sidewalks in the school areas, which that'll be the challenge.
Homeowners like Dennis Larson are trying to get ahead of the freeze. He spent hours cleaning off his property.
I got 2 cars, as you can see. The one is still buried. I'm working on the sidewalk to get to it.
Shovelers say although it's been a mild winter, they are ready for the warm weather to come.
January 2nd, I'm ready for spring.
I'm always ready for spring. Always, always, always.
The highway superintendent says things will freeze up tonight, so be careful if you're going out on the roads. In Sutton, Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
The snow was significant enough to cancel school many in Worcester County districts. While the heaviness added more work for DPWs and plows, it made for a great snow day. Towns like Shrewsbury got 9 inches, and the kids with the day off took advantage. Our Chandler Walsh has more.
These Shrewsbury kids can't get enough of the snow. Jack and Ryan Edwards were excited when they found out they'd have a snow day Monday. They've been missing winter storms.
I got to sleep really late. I caught up on all the sleep I missed during school.
Finally to see all the white stuff come back, fall from the sky.
The wet, heavy snow made it great for activities like fort building.
This one's really good snowball making, really good packing snow.
But not so great for a smooth snowmobile ride. This one got stuck when it went off track.
When you go in reverse, if you're where there's no track and you try to go in reverse, you're going to dig in the back. So we're just getting ourselves turned around.
The snow consistency also a challenge for the Shrewsbury DPW. They had 54 pieces of equipment on the roads for cleanup, almost a full fleet.
It was quite an undertaking to move around. The smaller vehicles had a tough time, but the bigger pieces of equipment moved it around without a problem.
Their crews worked long hours to treat roads. Highway Division Manager Nick Rapekta says it's been a hectic 3 weeks, from smaller storms, high winds, and now this.
We know spring's coming. Sweeping's right around the corner, and sunny days ahead.
Many are wishing for an end to cleanup, but Rebecca Edwards says her family enjoys the season.
We like it. We like winter.
The Shrewsbury DPW says their work didn't end with the snow. They stayed out hours later to continue salting and maintaining the roads for Tuesday. Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
A Shrewsbury restaurant closed for 4 years is being called an eyesore by a local leader. State Representative Kane is trying to work with the owner to rehabilitate the building. Kane is calling for a meeting to discuss the status of the vacant structure, which needs close to $1 million in repairs. She has not heard back from the owner, but says the restaurant has prime location on Lake Quinsigamond and hopes to get the building back up and running. The Worcester Public Schools are currently holding meetings to discuss possibilities of what each school needs and how it'll fit into the budget. Among the ideas is adding a school resource officer to Claremont Academy. And while the superintendent believes it would be beneficial, not all agree. Our Brittany Schaefer has the details.
The Worcester Public Schools is considering adding a school resource officer to Claremont Academy.
The principal of Claremont put on that she would like an SRO officer.
Currently, the district's 5 largest high schools have their own officer, with 2 additional officers covering the city's remaining high schools and middle schools. City Councilor Sarai Rivera says an officer isn't necessary in her district because the school and the area around it has little crime.
The data does not support what they're saying. I also felt that the way that the neighborhood was portrayed was very stigmatizing, and again, this negative connotation of Maine South.
Superintendent Maureen Beninda says having an officer could help with concerns of traffic and crime in the area and the growing number of students at the school. She says the idea is just in talks and is surprised by the attention it's receiving.
It seems an overreaction to me in the community, and sometimes I think it's people's own personal beliefs about things. From being at a comprehensive high school for 38 years, one of the best things we ever did was put SROs in schools. Having police in schools has actually decreased the number of arrests that we've had, and has actually started a really nice relationship between students and the police.
Rivera has requested additional crossing guards and adjustment counselors for the school. She says there are better choices than a permanent school resource officer.
There's other things that we have requested that we have looked at, they've said they don't have money for. Then why would you have a resource officer when a resource officer is really to be inside a school when there's problems in school, but the reasoning you gave is so they can kind of patrol outside. But that's what we have a Worcester PD for. It doesn't make sense. In order for us to work on issues, we need to work collaboratively together.
And Benendez says the budget typically isn't released until July, so it'll be a while before any final decisions are made. Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.